Hello again everyone. In this video I'm going to take a look at the new 2025 releases from Arnold. This is another one of the Hornby brands and it focuses on N-scale models of European railways. Before I do though, I'm just going to mention I'm not paid by Arnold or anyone else to do this video, and I don't have any affiliate links that I'm trying to get you to buy through that might affect my views on what's coming up. So they recently announced their 2025 range and I've checked out what's on offer and I'll give you my picks and my thoughts on what's coming this year. So first up, I need to mention these renderings of quite a lot of models they announced. I mean, there was a lot of them, all their steam locos for this year and a lot of diesel and electric locos. I'm all for having a nice big range to choose from, but I really think these images do nothing other than suggest Arnold weren't quite ready at the time of range launch. What's your thoughts on seeing stuff like this? For me, let's move on and do some actual model shots. So the Italian FSD 445 diesel locomotive gets a look in this year with some livery versions here which highlight some of the loco's variations through its life. Like most models here, they have a coreless motor, directional lights and an X18 decoder interface. This is a great looking small locomotive to model, however I will say that this isn't brand new in the 2025 announcement as we already saw this. In fact, I've even talked about them on this channel before. Still, at a price of around £170 for DC and £270 for DCC with sound, they're not available until winter 2025 still. Oh, and there's some other livery options and variations coming too, although personally my favourite is the Trenitalia one shown here on the left. I've also talked about the D18 loco before. I think it's a really nice loco and here it is in the BASF livery, although this is not an actual photo of the model, rather a photo montage. Maybe not my favourite livery on this, but this will be out in the autumn for around £180 for analogue or £290 for DCC with sound. There's also a DB Cargo livery version of this coming this year too, which I think looks great, so I'll show you a photo of that model once it's released. The Spanish Renfe Class 269 Electric was shown in the green and yellow of Era 4. This model is priced around £180 for analogue and DCC sound for £100 more and is due in Q2. Although I do think some of the finish of the yellow isn't really that good, but I guess to make up for it, it does have nice jumper cables and wing mirrors added on. Not sure on this, the loco looks wonderfully retro, but this rendition is a bit iffy. And you can also opt for it in the ALSA livery as an Era 6 Class 269, and in this rendition I think the livery is much better applied and really enhances the model's looks. It's a pretty wild colour scheme too. Oh, and the same price. I always like seeing the Italian E645 as well. This articulated loco is a classic and in this two-tone brown livery it looks almost like a Mars bar. It's got great detail around the cab areas and again the usual electrical features. Price on this one is maybe not as high as you might think, at around £190 for analogue, and with sound it's around £300. This E656 has been released this year as a 50th anniversary edition model, I guess to celebrate the real one's birthday. Here in the blue and grey of Era 6, I have mixed feelings about this one. The model kind of looks a bit old school in some way, even though it has fantastically applied livery and markings. I'm told the pantograph on this raises and lowers digitally too on the DCC version. It's no different in price or spec to the other two livery options you have on the E656 bottom left here, or the Era 5 version E655 and Trenitalia livery, which would be my preferred version. I don't know, this feels like it might need an update, or if nothing else, blackened wheels. And then the three new livery options on the SNCF Class CC electric loco. A very iconic French loco for sure, and a real cool shape. It's a good enough model of it. It even has little windscreen wipers, and here O2 and O3 gain an additional pantograph too. But there seems to be some fitment issues on the 6502 Mistral, which isn't good. Doesn't seem to be on the other two though. As for rolling stock, there was a whole pile of different combinations of coach packs and singles of the SNCF TEE Jules Verne Era 4 coaches. All of this photo montage images, so I'm guessing this must be already released models with new numbers. And a bunch more of the usual suspects. Again, photo montage, so again, just numbering changes. This did catch my eye though. The Rail Adventure dome car in the Era 6 grey with Luxor on it. Something a bit different and easy to see the interior. I like the blue tinted plastic glass on this one, but I think this is a reissue though, and priced this year at around £45. This looks like a nice coach set, mainly due to the subject matter rather than the models on offer here. The baggage coach roof does look a little bit crude, however of note is the nice glazing, handrails and extras on the roof on the green carriage. With a price tag of £136 for 3 coaches though, I feel it's a little high. A couple of other coach packs included these FS coaches and these two as well. Nice to see some more Italian rolling stock, but not really new or exciting. Renfe got a look in with a couple of coach packs and some new livery on the postal coaches, and there were some more rendering images, but no more coach model photos. So we'll skip those and move on to wagons. And we did get some more renderings of various models, so more on that later when we see the actual models. There were a lot of livery options, but not a lot of real differences. Here's the tarpaulin wagon options, a twin pack with a Citroen logo on it, which I thought was not too bad. Nice printing of the lettering and logos across these wagons, and a nice rendition of the tarp fabric as well. Also available as transferer versions. Slightly different underframe, but still pretty good. I think both of these sets have the same tarp mouldings. £64 a pair though, but at £32 a wagon for these I think is not too bad. Also a few variations on the bogie hoppers, new liveries including a bright green GATX twin pack. The two at the bottom are a different design, but what caught my eye was this millet serial hopper with the graffiti. Again, I think these should be weathered and graffitied, but at least it's an interesting direction they're taking here. £33 for this one. Some new refrigerated wagons advertising things like beer, nothing new in these. We got some new liveries on these tankers, here in twin packs. I'm not really sure of the fit and finish on these models, especially the ends of the tanks. That's not so good. And there was two new liveries of these Renfe vans. The San Miguel ones caught my eye. Nice liveries on those, but these are not new wagons, just new liveries. Then some new liveries on these age-old vans. A twin pack, a really bad looking GF Trains one, and this odd double pack with the same tanker in a very odd colour combination, which I think just doesn't work at all. Probably the lowest point of the wagons released this year, this selection. There was some TT scale items announced as well, not much though, and for another video I think. So what was my favourite of this so far? Well, I think this D445 3rd series because it just looks so cute and I love the Trenitalia colours from Era 5. Technically it's not really different from anything else and the fit and finish looks decent enough, but not fantastic. It's priced at around £168 too for analog, which I feel should mean a bit better finished livery or a lower price. So I have a bit of a mixed feeling about the whole Arnold range here. But what do you think of Arnold's range for 2025? Anything grab your attention? Let me know in the comments below, and remember there's more to come, so hit that subscribe button to keep yourself up to date, and I'll see you on the next video.